Alright, so before we start this, let's just go over a few things about Seren that anyone who's trying to fight her should probably know. First things first, she has a gauge, so anytime you're hit by pretty much any of her attacks, it increments the gauge a little bit. When the gauge maxes out, you're stunned for a significant period of time, and in part 2, you also lose some of your midnight duration, which is sort of the easiest part of the fight, so you don't want that to happen. And also if midnight shrinks to 0, that's an auto loss. So you want to try to avoid filling the gauge up by just not getting hit very often. Second, this is only a 2-phase fight. In phase 1, it's extremely annoying. I hate it. Try to burst it down as fast as possible. If you want to even throw in a sense to just get out of there, just do what you want to do. It's mostly the light pillars, I would say. They appear far too frequently, in my opinion. The damage is whatever, but they blind you. Pretty much everything in this fight blinds you. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes status conditions happening all over the place. It's much easier to control later in the fight. And then, I think lastly, I would say phase 2, it cycles between times a day. You start out in noon, go to dusk, midnight, dawn, and it just keeps cycling through. Anytime you fill up your gauge in one of those periods, that period also becomes a little bit longer. So that's where the midnight shrinking goes to. And dawn also sucks. I will try to not be too bad at it and mostly avoid her during that part. Just far too much going on, honestly. Not really worth getting hit a lot, especially because in that phase, she gets health for every time you're hit. Like it becomes a white barrier, and then when the phase transitions, that all heals her. So if you can't really do it without getting hit too much, it's probably not worth trying to engage in combat and maybe just dodge a lot. Alright, and if I didn't say it already, most of the attacks she does can be ducked to dodge them. The attacks originating from her in particular. So this is kind of a ducking simulator 2000 fight. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. And also Seren is the last boss that is covered in Trace Restore. So for her, I just have the hard mode challenge on because I don't really feel like dealing with all the other stuff. I probably could do it and still be fine. I definitely can on normal, but since I only somewhat recently upgraded to doing hard, I don't want to deal with having these extra things on. But if you are just doing hard or normal, whatever, feel free to check this and get a tiny amount of red barrel. Might as well build it up for when you inevitably boom something. Make sure we got familiars out. And then I got my buffs lined up here. It's usually how I like to apply them, just going from right to left. I know there are better ways to do this, but I kind of prefer to do it granularly. And during the Origin Burst, I like to use the Genesis iframe, just because it's worth not getting hit by any of the pillars and losing out a lot of DPS due to being blinded. Okay, now it's over. That's why I hate the pillars. far too many of them just arranged right there. And I'm gonna get Sun Gauge maxed out if I get another hit. Let's just make it a little calm here. Oh, well, with the hit anyways. That won't matter. Not the most elegant part one, but whatever. It more or less gets easier from here on out. Good thing to know here is how many attacks can you get in before she does another jab, since that is the most common attack she's going to use. So if I'm doing my job right, I should be able to jab her 3 times myself, or she does another one of hers. And then at the end of every phase, you need to find the one that is higher up so you don't just get killed. Oh, just a few half seconds, or not half second. Very, very small amount of time too early there. That's actually kind of sad on my part, because this 3-piece combo here is kind of the easiest attack she has to dodge. Just duck. Origin Burst. One thing I would just caution about this phase, watch out because she gains an attack where if you're too close to her, she just swats you away and you're stunned for a tiny smidge. So try not to like burst her from too close or just put on your iframe. But at this point she's within killing range, I think. Yep, there we go. Easy peasy. So I definitely would have lost if I had put on the only 2 death count. A little extra drop there. Always just check, I'm at 361. Alright, that's Seren for you. Not too bad of all the grandest bosses. They definitely get a lot more, well, entertaining to say the least, as you go on. Hopefully that helped a little bit, and see you in the next one.